SummerSlam 2025, night 1 and night 2. We're gonna cram them both in here. And what I noticed earlier on the official website is they do not have the CM Punk and Gunther match listed at all. Oh, maybe now they fixed it. Here they are right here. Let's see if they're on the previews. Maybe they fixed it. It was not on there earlier. Let's see. CM Punk Gunther. Wait a minute. No. Look, they're not on this page. They're on the front page, but when you go into the actual previews, no Gunther, no CM Punk. Look, we're going to go all the way to the bottom. You see it? The last match is this. No Gunther, no CM Punk. Whoever their webmaster is really dropped the ball on that one. And it's not listed here either in like the quick hits rundown. So hopefully they'll fix that before Saturday, because they're on Saturday. So let's start here. All right. Let's start from the bottom. Let's do the Drake, but let's not do it like Drake. Let's do it like us. Starting from the bottom. 6 tandems collide in an epic WWE Tag Team Title 6-pack TLC match. Jeez, man, you want to talk about a complex way to describe a match? Here we are. So here we go. Out of these teams, I think the Wyatt 6 will retain. I think that everybody else in this match has had a good chance at the titles, and most of them have had titles before. So I think that the Wyatt 6 losing the title this quickly might be kind of a detriment to their run, because they just got going again. They've been the quiet 6. That was my my affectionate yet accurate name for them. They were the quiet 6 for a long time, just out of commission, out of the off TV, just not really doing much, and then they reemerged, reasserted, and became the champions. So I think that now is not the time to take the title off of them. You guys could tell me what you think. Like I said, if you're in the chat, you could say hi YouTube, because this video is going on YouTube. So if you're wondering who these people are in the chat and you're watching this on YouTube, these people are the people watching me on my Twitch channel. I pretty much by the books every day tell people on YouTube, if you're watching me on YouTube, you're only seeing about 10%, maybe 20% of what I do. You should definitely be following me on Twitch. Twitch is where I do most of my stuff, and a lot of the stuff that I do, I can't do it on YouTube because of copyright issues and things like that. So get on over here to my Twitch channel. Get on over here and hang out. It is a hoot. It is great, and I'm able to show you a lot more, like full-on matches and stuff on the screen. So twitch.tv/GrittyUrbanSaga, and leave a like on this video and subscribe. All right, you've heard it before. You know how to do it. So yeah, I'm gonna say that the Wyatt 6 will walk out with the titles as they walked in with them. Next up. I'm not doing these in order of like night 1 and night 2. I'm doing them in order as they are on the website, guys. So just understand that. Some of them might say Sunday. Some of them might say Saturday. We're just doing them as they're listed on the site from the bottom up. Next up, Sami Zayn, Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross winning this. Please, Karrion Kross, win this. All right, he needs it like a fish needs water. He needs a win more than anybody in the whole entire company right now. He has been fun. He has been good to watch. He has held this feud together, as far as I'm concerned, and I feel like he could hold together any feud. I think he needs some momentum. I think he needs some fuel to the fire. So I hope Karrion Kross wins this match. What do you guys think? Oh, I need to start up some background music here. I forgot about that. Karrion Kross, please win. I would absolutely love that if Karrion Kross would win. And Sami Zayn, he's just getting tired, man. I think that there's something necessary for him to become more of a... His just whole career is so... It's like he's just an underdog, and he keeps on doing it over and over again, and it works with the crowd. I'm not saying it's not working. It's just in the interest of being interesting, I think he needs a little bit of a change. And I think that this would be a great way to do it. Have him lose here. Have him have to admit that Karrion Kross is right, And maybe as he admits that Karrion Kross is right, then he smashes Karrion Kross or something, you know? So it's like he loses the match. That's very loud. He loses the match, but he crushes Karrion afterwards, you know? Is that loud enough? Can you guys hear the background beat? You don't need it to be too loud. Maybe like right there. Just a little sun. Just a little sun. That might be a little too loud. Alright, maybe like right about there. Okay. So that's how I feel, yes. That is how I feel. Karrion Kross, please. You got Sammy? Okay. I see you. I think the Wyatts retain. Okay. Alright. Sounds good, okay. I think they know Sammy's career is slipping a bit, so they might give him the win. Oh, so you think they're gonna help him by just having him beat Karrion? We'll find out. But keep in mind, you're cemented in history now. That's your opinion. We shall see. Next up, Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. This match, even though it's not for a title or anything, I feel like this is one of the cornerstones of SummerSlam right now. And I feel like they know that because of how they went off the air on Monday Night Raw. This match is possibly going to be the match of the night on Saturday. I would hope it would be the Gunther and CM Punk match, or like Tiffany Stratton and Jade, but out of these three matches, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker versus Roman Reigns and Jey Uso, CM Punk and Gunther, or Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton, like which one seems like it has the best opportunity to be the best match possible? But then again, Gunther actually had a good match with Goldberg, so geez. I take back what I said. But I think that Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker are winning this match. I think it's time for them to cement their destruction. And even if they have to cheat to do it, I would hope that they're going to win this match. I like Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. It's just, I think that they need to have a little bit more strife. Even though they had a lot of strife on Raw, I think it's not enough, dude. I think Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker need to do the dang thing. I'm going Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. And Paul Heyman might have he might be the X factor there, like he has been. You know, I really hope that that's what happens here. You got Roman and Jey. Oh, a feel-good moment. Yeah, you might be right there. Roman and Jey will win. Oh, everyone's saying Roman and Jey. All right, guys. We shall see. Like I said, this is in cement. You're in it to win it. Next up, Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu inside a steel cage. Now, the steel cage is supposed to stop outside interference, right? But it hardly ever does. These matches, these steel cage matches, normally the steel cage ends up being a, it ends up being kind of an accessory to the battle instead of an enclosure, instead of a rule set. And when you have people like Tongaloa, when you have people like JC Mateo, you have people like Tala Tonga, I find it very hard to believe that cage is going to make that much of a difference. So I'm going to say Sikoa is going to retain. Retain. Solo Sikoa is going to retain. I think that it's just going to be too much to muster. And I think Fatu on the chase is very interesting. I think he has the crowd behind him, and the title's not necessary for that. And I think Solo Sikoa, I think he does need the title. I think he's not a guy who has the crowd behind him, and I think the crowd wants to exit the premises when he shows up. I think it's a good way to keep the heat on him and the rest of his bloodline. And maybe it's the return of Tama Tonga. I'd love to see Tama Tonga. You know, we've seen him climb the cage in crazy ways. So I think Solo's gonna retain here. But I love Jacob. It's nothing against Jacob. I just think that's what's up. You got to go Jacob. I see. You guys want the feel-good outcomes all night. Well, I think we're gonna get a mix of both. I think we're not gonna get just nothing but feel goods or feel bads. I think it's gonna be a good 50-50. So I'm probably as wrong as you guys are up till now. Here we go. Lynch versus Valkyria. Now this is the first match that has me like, they might just let Valkyria win, because this feud needs to be over with, man. It doesn't feel like there's enough to it. It feels like one of those feuds where when you look back and you, if you're doing like a SummerSlam 2005 watch along, or like a rewatch in the year 2030, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, Lynch and Valkyria. It feels like one of those matches where you're gonna remember it happened, but you're gonna kind of remember it not being the greatest. I like both of these women, and I think that they'll put on a good match. I don't know how to call this one. Gosh, this is tough. Bayley will probably get involved. What's she gonna do? Bayley turns heel. Bayley costs Valkyria. I'm gonna keep, but Valkyria's been kind of leaning heelish for a while here. Bayley costs Becky the title. Yeah, maybe Valkyria wins this. I'm gonna say Bayley costs in a way that that makes sense, where Becky Lynch deserves it. Maybe she introduces a steel chair, or grabs the title and tries to use it, and Bayley robs her of it, and Valkyria wins. I'm gonna say Valkyria wins this one. I'm going Lyra. Woo! Woo! She's gonna woo her way into it, but then Bayley's gonna say that the only reason she's champion is that Bayley showed up to save her, and then that's gonna give Bayley and her a series with the title or something like that. That's where I'm going. Ooh, here we go. The women's tag team titles. Nowhere on these graphics do they list that the titles are on the line. That's the one thing that I would say about the graphics department, how they messed up on these. I love the blue and red, and then the black and white pictures with their eyes, where their eyes are the only colors on the picture besides the red and the blue. You notice that their eyes actually have their eye color. If I zoom in, I'll show it to you. This is what happens when you make your own thumbnails. You start to see this type of stuff. I can't make it bigger. Dang it! It doesn't make the picture bigger. All right, let's minus that out. I don't need the old man font sizes yet. I don't need the huge font sizes. I guess you don't have to be old to need those, but you know what I'm talking about. Better hide Dudley. Yeah, Dudley's going to be real mad. Dudley's not going to like that I said that. Dudley's going to be in my YouTube comment section all mad about the Burb lady. All right, so, gosh, man. It feels like Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair are too OP to lose this, doesn't it? I feel like they're too overpowered to lose this. Oh, that's too big. Here, Control minus. There we go. There we go. Okay, now we can see the title and everything. It's coming, Gritty. What's coming? Dudley with the slap? Dudley's gonna be out of nowhere with the Superman slap. Super bacon slap. Man, okay. Some of this women's stuff is really up in the air. You'll just have to trust me on the eye color thing. I'm telling you, it's all black and white except for the red and blue, and then their eye color is popping. Nice blue or green or whatever color their eyes are. They left their pupils the right color. Super bacon slap sounds like meal at Denny's. Yes, dude, I want it. I want it now. You know, because I feel like Liv is not coming back for a while, I think that there's a possibility that Charlotte and Alexa could win this, and it wouldn't really mess up the story that they were gonna tell anyway. Because I think that when Liv comes back, Roxanne and Raquel need to be champion. That way it's like, oh, Liv never lost it. The usurper Roxanne moved in and stole everything from Liv. I think that needs to be the thing, but I think they have months to get the title back on Perez and Rodriguez. So I think Bliss and Flair it's too early for them to have problems and start destroying each other. I think they should win this. I'm going to go Charlotte and Bliss. Flair and Bliss for the win. Because I do think we have enough time where they could still get the title back on them. When Charlotte and Alexa start not being on the same page and start fighting and stuff, then Raquel and Roxanne can win the titles back. And then they continue the Liv story, and then Bliss and Flair can feud with each other, and that could be a great feud. So I would put it on Bliss and Flair right now. Give them that honeymoon period, and then the darkness comes later. Oh my goodness, not Rey Mysterio. Eddie Guerrero Mysterio, Dominik Guerrero Mysterio versus AJ Styles. My goodness. Gosh, man. I wonder if AJ's ever won at SummerSlam. I feel like he's one of the losingest best wrestlers ever. Yeah, maybe this will be the night that Judgment Day starts losing a lot and they start having that problem with each other, and then maybe Dominik and Roxanne are there for each other, and it becomes that like Dominik and Roxanne, they're in the throes of sadness, and they fall into each other's arms, and that's how Dominik ends up kind of messing over Liv like he messed over Rhea. I'm going to say Styles wins this. I think AJ Styles wins. Mysterio's been good, but I think it's about that time anyway. So I'm going to say Styles wins, and that would be great. And Styles would be a great Intercontinental champion. Are you kidding me? Can you imagine if AJ started doing like open challenges every Monday Night Raw, and people started answering like Penta and maybe Dragon Lee or you know, maybe Joaquin Wilde. He could just put it up for people. Sheamus, Rusev, like, come on, man. There could be just mad bangers off the back of AJ Styles as Intercontinental Champion. So I'm gonna say AJ wins it, and I would love the AJ Styles Open Challenge, and maybe he could bring it to TNA. He was just there at Slammiversary. Maybe he could bring it to TNA and start having people like Kazarian or you know, even maybe put it up against people like Joe Hendry to give him a little bit of fire and flavor back to his run right now. Santana, Moose. Oh my goodness, dude. Moose versus AJ. Come on, man. I'm salivating thinking about it. All right, so next up, Randy Orton and Jelly Roll. If Drew McIntyre could find his way back to the United States. Joe Hendry. Oops, you said his name. It's over. It would be great to see AJ win. Heck yeah, man. I think the crowd would go crazy for that. Even though they love Dominik, I think the crowd would still understand that that's awesome. I don't think that I don't think Jelly Roll's getting the win, man. I think the crowd would love it, but I think that they're gonna give it to Logan and Drew McIntyre. They're just so good at what they do, and that team is overpowered. But gosh, it'd be such a cool feel-good moment to see Randy Orton. If Jelly Roll pulls an RKO, RK Roll, an RK Roll. Man, this is wow. These matches are way more intriguing when you actually have something on the line. When you actually have to think about it, and your reputation of being good at this is on the line. I love doing these predictions because it's like, man, now it's in stone, dude. You said it. I'm saying Drew and Logan Paul are winning. But man, I have a feeling we're gonna see a jelly RKO, a jelly K roll or something like that. I love it. AJ, oh my gosh, yeah, Jeff Hardy. Yeah, Logan and Drew. That's who I just, either way, I'm just gonna love seeing this match. This is not even one of those matches where I have a legitimate, solid opinion. It's just I want to see this match, and I'm just picking something because I have to. But man, I can't wait. Next up, oh me, oh my, this might be the match of the weekend. This might be the best match of the weekend right here. You saw what Rhea and Io were able to do by themselves. Can you imagine with this new revitalized. I would even like revitalize means like you're back to where you were. Like you got revitalized. Oh, I'm back. I feel better now. Naomi isn't even revitalized. She's like ultra vitalized to an extent that I feel like she's more interesting than she's ever been as a character. I know that previously she's been a bit more over. The crowd used to cheer for her a lot, and I remember she has been more over than this, but she hasn't been more interesting than this to me. Her character is there to me. I love it. And I can already see the match right now. It's like the Evolution changed things again, and I love it that a pay-per-view called Evolution really changed things in terms of, like, you have to respect how over these women are. Look at the project that WWE has underwent, and look at the work they've put in to keep the women in the conversation, to showcase the women, to create stars, and push the right women who have personality, who have the looks, the skills, the personality, the absolute must-see character about them. I love it so much, and they've done this with I would say some of the not as good storytelling. These women have found a way to stick out in the midst of stories that aren't necessarily the best stories. But I would say that 2 out of 3 of these women, actually all 3 of these women, have had stories that have showcased them and made me want to see what happens next. Io with the damage control stuff, Naomi with the Jade stuff, and Rhea with all the live stuff. They have done a great job with these 3 women to create I want to know what happens next. I don't just want to see the match, I want to know what happens next. So I think Naomi is retaining the title. And I wouldn't be surprised if on the go-home show, I'm actually going to give you guys a SmackDown prediction here. This SmackDown coming up this Friday, Io and Rhea are going to have some sort of issue where they are going to get madder at each other than they're going to get mad at Naomi. And Naomi is going to capitalize on this damage and this upsetting situation that's here. And I think they already kind of have that with how the match turned out between them at Evolution. I think they already kind of have that. I think these 2 are going to be back and forth wanting to prove who's better, and Naomi's going to end up kind of like without the Money in the Bank. She's going to end up walking out with the title anyway because of that the damage they're going to do to each other. So I'm going to say that Naomi wins. Naomi retains. Ta-da! That's my idea there. Naomi all day, says Kelly. Jelly Roll doing an RKO is gonna be... Oh, yeah. See, WB knows the method to the madness over here. So you can kind of see it here. You see how Tiffany's eyes are and how Jade's eyes are, like, dark? You see Tiffany's eyes? You can see the color in them a bit. You'll notice it more when we get to the John Cena, Cody Rhodes, because they both have, like, vibrantly blue eyes. You'll notice it when we get to that match. If you can't see it already. Are they gonna give Jade this win? If Jade gets brutal, I could see her winning this, and it would be a newsworthy situation. She looks like $1 million. They have pushed her like crazy. They gave her what? They gave her everything. She's Queen of the Ring, right? I feel like it's time. I feel like Tiffany's been champion for long enough to cement her as like a believable champion. This run has done wonders for her career. It's always Tiffy time. People cheer for her all day. I think it might be that time for just give it to Jade now, and then have Tiffany win it back in a couple weeks or something. Just to give Jade that win and just really cement the push that they've given her. I think Jade's winning this. Obviously, the crowd's going to go crazy if it's Tiffy time, but I think there's no better time to give it to Jade. Just give it to her now, and then maybe have Stratton win it back later. I'm going Jade Cargill. Here we go. Last but not least. Can you see now what I'm talking about? You see? They left the eye color blue, but they made black and white on everything else. See? Blue and blue. It's a little hard to tell, but it is there. You're going Jade? Yeah. I'm going Jade, but I don't like it. That's how I feel, yeah. Kelly. I'm going Jade, but I don't like it because I don't think Jade's as good of a wrestler as Tiffany. But man, it's going to be very fun to watch that match because I think they both have the opportunity to really botch the place up. Tiffany has come a long way, but I do think she still has that. She's got that green type of thing about her, and without a veteran in the ring to guide her, I think that things can get a little weird. So I don't want anybody to get hurt, but I'm kind of looking for like that weird entertainment out of it, where it's gonna show up on like Promo Joe or Botchamania or whatever, just without anybody getting hurt. I think we could see some weird sparks fly there. Like you bought a firework, but you don't know what it does. You bought a firework, it costs $15, so you know it's got to be good, right? And you light it, and you just step back, and you're like, all right, what does this do? You know, I think that's that match. I'm gonna light it, and I'm gonna step back, and I'm just gonna be like, yo, what does this do? Cena versus Cody Rhodes. John Cena versus Cody Rhodes, the last match of the predictions. Oh, besides CM Punk and Gunther, by the way, because they're not on this list. Good thing I remember that, because I would have got out of here without telling you guys what I think about that match. Cena versus Cody Rhodes. Cena retains. The end. That's it. Cena retains, and that's that. What would be a nice twist to this is I think a lot of people are expecting for like Seth Rollins to roll up in a wheelchair or something and cash in and pin CM Punk to win the title or something, just to really rub it in on CM Punk. But how crazy would it be if Seth Rollins cashed in on this match? The likelihood and the weird and the story situation is not quite there for that to be a really great outcome to me, but it would be unexpected. And you know, Seth and Cody Rhodes do have histories. Seth is the one who cemented Cody Rhodes' comeback. His comeback to the WWE would not have gone as well without somebody as great and as willing as Seth Rollins. So maybe Seth could cash in here and rob Rhodes of the title, or rob Cena of the title or something, and really insert himself here. Maybe that's where we're going, because Cena versus Seth is something that we have seen before. That rivalry has existed before, so it's a possibility. But I think without that involved, I think Cena retains, and Rhodes just can't handle it. And this is the turning point where Rhodes starts to really go down that dark path. I know a lot of people are probably talking about the possibility of Cody Rhodes going heel, and it's like, dude, I've been talking about that for years. It's something that I am patiently waiting on, because I think that's where Cody is going to become way more interesting to me. Right now, I just kind of tolerate Cody, and I think he's okay on the mic. I think he's pretty good. He's probably one of the better people on the mic, and I think he's solid in the ring. He's not spectacular. I think the stories that he tells in the ring are good, but his moveset is just kind of normal to me. And Cena is the epitome of that as well. His moveset is not fantastic, but the stories he tells and the character and the star power he brings definitely put his matches above and beyond the person who can do all that but doesn't do what he does. So I think this match will be fun, but I think that Cena is walking out with the title. Now, let's go back over here, because apparently the WWE web team doesn't realize that they didn't put the CM Punk match on the previews. So let's click the CM Punk match right here. Look, it doesn't have a picture. Look, it doesn't even have the right stuff. It's like a broken match. Wow. All right, so World Heavyweight Champion Gunther versus CM Punk. I think Rollins comes and cashes in, and CM Punk would have won, or maybe CM Punk is champion for a second, and then Seth costs him. But Seth made the promise that he would never let CM Punk be the champion. So without them becoming friends, kind of like a Swerve Strickland Hangman Page type of situation, where they finally realize that there's more to this than their dislike for each other, I don't think that Seth is going to allow CM Punk to win this. So no matter what, either Gunther is retaining or Seth is going to walk out with this championship. And that's my prediction. So if you guys liked my predictions. If you didn't like my predictions, either way, I would love to know what you think. Please leave your comments in the comment section on YouTube. I would love to read them. I'd love to see them. I'd love to have conversations with you guys, and I think that I'm getting this in just in time for there to be a good conversation without people knowing exactly how things have turned out already, and giving people a nice little lead up to SummerSlam. So thank you guys for watching my video. Thanks for sticking around this long. If you made it to the end of the video, I would hope that you would give it a thumbs up by now if you haven't already, and please subscribe if you haven't already, and get to my Twitch channel, guys. If you're only watching me on YouTube, you're missing like 90% of what I do on this with this wrestling stuff and everything else. So come on in, you'll be welcomed. I don't treat people like a number here. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Get on here, come on, hang out. GrittyUrbanSaga.